Sveiki, čia LT Kampas ir aš naujienų agentūros LT vyriausias redaktorius Vytautas Bruveris. Šiandieną mano pašnekovė Taivano ambasadorė Lietuvoje Constance Wang. Glad to welcome to you in the program, Ambassador.
Labą dieną.
Labą dieną. So let's start maybe from the security and geopolitical situation in your region, in Taiwan Strait and around. I know that the situation there is constantly tense. China, Beijing, they are always like keeping keeping the tempo, scaling up. A lot of talks maybe about the military conflict of China and Philippines. Always this looming the danger of Chinese military action against the Republic of China, against Taiwan. What is the current situation now? What are the dynamics?
Yeah, just earlier today that the Chinese side, they launched a test run of a intercontinental ballistic missile, and I think the missile landed in the South Pacific region. I think they are flexing their military muscle. And in counter to all the military assertiveness, not long ago, a few days ago, Germany sent some Navy ships, 2 Navy ships, to pass through the Taiwan Strait. I think that also sent a very strong signal that the Taiwan Strait is a very important international water, which holds, I think, for 50% of the shipment, the container shipment goes through that channel. And this is international water. Every country has the right to exercise their freedom of navigation. So this is a very, as you mentioned, it's a very dynamic situation. However, I would like to reiterate that the peace and security in the South Pacific region and also in the Taiwan Strait is not an issue between Taiwan and China. And it's of course not the issue that China proclaims. This is their domestic issue. This is an international issue that, as you mentioned, that the world is getting smaller and smaller. Every country in the world, it's one of the stakeholders. So everybody should pay attention. Every country should pay a close attention to what China's ambition is and to advocate for the peace and stability in that region.
You mentioned, and a lot of people are mentioning this, that crucial importance of Taiwan and Taiwan Strait for the whole world economy, for global economy, is maybe the main thing which is still keeping, holding up China from the aggression, from the military aggression. And that a lot of people are saying that the pure pragmatism for China is the main thing, because it would be harmful for the Chinese economy and for China as a country and society too, this destruction, this military destruction in the region. But you know, I asked the same question recently the Deputy Secretary of State of the United States, Kurt Campbell, who is kind of responsible for this region in the Department of State. I asked him basically, isn't it naive to believe in the rationality of the dictatorship, of the pragmatism of the dictatorship, pragmatism as we understand? Because a lot of people were saying this towards Russia, on the eve of the Russian full-scale aggression to Ukraine, that it would be harmful for Russia, that it would mean destruction of Russian economy, of Russian society. It is dangerous for Russia itself, and a lot of people believed in rationality at the end of the day of Moscow, of Kremlin, as a lot of people are now believing of some rationality of the dish, but of the Beijing regime. What is your take on that?
I think I will agree with you on that. I think we cannot we cannot expect or we cannot have any romantic imagination or expectation from the authoritarian regime. They don't always work rationally.
They have their own rationality, so to say.
Exactly. Take the Tiananmen Square massacre, for example. I think that demonstrated the ruthlessness of the autocratic regime, and also I think that the massacre was done under the name of nationalism, and I think the nationalism it's up to it's only serve their purpose and serve their political agenda, and it's not the nationalism that our people with like-minded democratic countries that's idea is very different.
It's my impression that when we are looking at Taiwan, China, and region, what the different geopolitical subjects are doing here, we are kind of like looking at some race in time. That China is preparing for military aggression, boosting up the military capabilities, showing them, threatening Taiwan and Taiwan partners, and the only thing is they are trying to, as soon as possible, to become military ready enough, military powerful enough to launch full-scale aggression and invasion, and to become economically self-sufficient as big as possible, in order to become like self-sufficient economically, because the war in Taiwan Strait would mean the destruction of all global economical ties. And from the another part, we see that Taiwan and Taiwan partners, US, main democratic countries in the region, are also boosting up defenses, teaming up. What is exactly what the main things Taiwan as a state and society is doing in preparing for possible military aggression?
Yes, thank you for the question. I think after the Russian aggression on Ukraine, we learned a lot from Ukraine, and also we are learning from Lithuania. The mental readiness and the alertness to this potential aggression, it's really having big impact on the people's life. And I think in Taiwan, if you talk to different people, they might give you different answer in the question of facing the daily threat from China. Mm-hmm. And if you ask people who is serving in the military, they will let you know that we are preparing for it, and you may not see it on the surface, but it's like if you see a duck who is swimming at the lake, who looks very poised, very relaxed. However, underneath the water, it's like this. So, mm-hmm. Which means that it's mentally we are building the readiness, and also physically we are building the awareness, the readiness. However, we don't want to make people look panic or mm-hmm. make them feel.
You have to navigate between exactly. Scaring people and preparing people for the resistance.
Exactly, we've been striking the balance for many decades now, and of course. We know that the PLA, they are building up their military strength, their military capability. However, we are building up our capability, defense capability as well. So we are sending a very strong message to the Chinese side every day on a daily basis that despite all the gray zone tactics, all the different, they send all the aircrafts flying through, passing through the medium line, they send the vessels getting very close to our coastline, to everywhere. It's very intimidating mm-hmm. maneuvers. However, we are sending very strong signal to them as well that it's not today. Today is not a day, and we are sending that on a daily basis.
You mentioned this gray zone activities, and of course, Chinese dictatorship, they are doing the same that basically all the dictatorships they are doing in the world. They are trying to spread their propaganda, their narratives to push, to influence people's minds, yeah, in Taiwan. What could you say about this? What are the trends? What are the main narratives? What are the main, so to say, thinking mental matrices which China are trying to push into Taiwanese society?
Okay, I will put it on two fronts. The first one is their attitude toward our government, our government. They've been very hard on. They've been very hard on all the different issues. They're very hard on the position. And but for the people, they try to apply a more softer approach. Take their recent activities, for example. They've been inviting YouTubers, influencers to visit China. You know,
Taiwanese YouTubers, Taiwanese influencers, yes, to visit China.
To China, and after that, those YouTubers might post something that's saying nice or saying follow China's propaganda or follow they've been brainwashed in a way to say something nice that it's the common future for Taiwan and China, all kind of propaganda. And also they've been very active on the social media, especially TikTok. And TikTok is extremely popular among youngsters everywhere in Taiwan and in the world as well.
And it's getting more and more popular in Lithuania too.
Exactly, and that's the way their communication channel, this information channel that they are targeting our young generations.
So basically, as I understand, one of the main narratives they are trying to push is that your just collective government, so to say, political elite is bad, warmongering, yes, that they are agents of foreign powers, and but the Taiwanese people, they are kind of, and Chinese people, they are friends and they have to be together. The only problem is, I don't know, Taipei, yeah, political Taipei, yes?
The connection for people to people, it's very deep. It's been decades, even for generations.
Yes,
and
of course,
and
sure.
Business, studies, marriages. That's all the interaction we have with the people. So I think when we talk about China, we need to separate the communist regime and the regular people. Yes, and I think the communist regime is really the benign regime, but if you have a daily contact with the local people there, they act very differently from their political regime.
Yeah, but as far as I understand, the regime propaganda, they are trying to use this people contacts and to influence in their way. Are they pushing what they are saying about? Chinese propaganda. What they are trying to say about the main partners of Taiwan, as for example about U.S.
I think this is it's very clear that this is a geopolitical strategic competition between U.S. and China, and for China, their narrative toward Taiwan is that Taiwan is part of a PRC, and PRC is the sole representation in the UN systems, and which the US has been countering that, and it's helping us to let the world know that it's a misleading narrative, and take the resolution 2758.
But Ambassador, what Chinese are trying to say to Taiwanese people about U.S.?
The thing is that the U.S. has the hidden agenda, and they've been meddling between the ultimate unification between Taiwan and China. And
that they are using Taiwan as their tool,
to compete with China,
Okay.
and also they try to change the fate for the future, the reunification between Taiwan and China, and so that's their narratives, and they think
that U.S. are not really caring about Taiwan; they are just using Taiwan as their puppets.
That's part of the narrative.
Yes, sounds very actually. Why I'm asking sounds very Lithuanian,
okay.
because a lot of hostile propaganda in Lithuania or domestic, so to say, some political domestic political agents, they are saying basically the same about Lithuania and their main Western partners, that our country is only used as the puppet in the global competition of powers. Okay, again, the world is small. What could you say about the alliance of China and Russia, especially in the context of war in Ukraine? What are the dynamics? What is the Chinese agenda in this context?
Yes, it is unclassified intelligence says proves that China is sustaining Russia's industrial defense industry. That's why it contributes to a lot of the economic growth we see last year in Russia. And I think they not only provide the components, they also provide the know-how, the technology to sustain the Russia's aggression on Ukraine. That's on one front. Also, I think the disinformation campaign, they've been cooperating very closely. Recently, we held a workshop with the U.S. Embassy and Lithuanian Ministry of Foreign Affairs on the topic of foreign information manipulation and interference. Especially this is the year of election in many countries. In January, we had our presidential election,
yes.
And this is an election year for Lithuania as well. And in November, the U.S. will have their presidential election. So we think the workshop came in the right time. And on that workshop, we learned, there are some takeaways that we learned. And, the Russian and the Chinese, they are learning from each other. Russia has the deeper knowledge in Europe.
Yeah, in the region.
Especially in the Baltic states. So they are teaching China how to exercise their disinformation campaign. They are teaching them how to exercise on the ground. And the opposite is that Taiwan has been under attack by the disinformation, especially it went into peak during the campaign season of the presidential election. And also now it's in the news that the U.S. is under attack for those disinformation campaigns. And that's the China and Russia's cooperation. They are not only sharing the same handbook. I think they are teaching each other, and they are learning from each other.
Yeah, for Chinese is very important. We can see that maybe the hottest debates in Lithuanian political agenda, in the debates of our parliamentarian elections, is exactly the question of the Lithuanian policy towards China and Taiwan. Majority of current opposition parties, they are challenging this. They are challenging current policy, support for Taiwan. They are saying that it's time to fix the relations with China, and it's very important and useful moment for Chinese. So I wanted to ask you about: do you notice some Chinese propaganda activities here? Exactly, not only like Russian or Russian supported, but what Chinese are doing here in terms of, I don't know, gray activities, soft power, propaganda.
Yes, it is our understanding that even though their visibility here has been diminishing, however, they are still very active in the regions. And
You mean not in the big cities in Vilnius, but in the regions of the country,
exactly.
yes?
We've seen them on the name, in the name of charity, they've been giving out gifts, or they've been donating computers, pianos.
For the local communities,
for the local communities,
institutions.
yes. I don't want to question their hidden agenda, but I believe they do.
So they are trying to build something like kind of a network of their influence, yeah, of the positive attitude to the Chinese in the regions. Very interesting. So what's their main goal? What do you think? Using this to influence then Lithuanian political agenda, the Lithuanian, I don't know, political parties which have the base of their voters in the province?
Yes, I think that's one of their objectives. And
Okay.
also, Taiwan has been dealing with China for many decades, and we learn a lot from them. I think one of their tactics will be they will try to offer something tangible for business circle, and the business circle will be the pressure point for them to push and to persuade the government to maybe to regain the or as they said it, or the normalization of the relations. And however, I want to mention this that. Maybe there are some romantic imaginations or expectations for Chinese government. However, there's very little mention or discussed at what price will that be at the expense of what policy change? Maybe I believe that they will, when they are willing to restore the so-called or normalize the relations with Lithuania, what price Lithuania will pay, and what kind of terms and conditions China will ask. Of course, the name of my office, the title will be, I believe, will only serve as a precondition. It's not the real concession Chinese want. Maybe the position on Ukraine has to change. Maybe the gas purchasing on Russia has to be changed.
You think that Chinese would act also as agents of Russia in some sense, pressing Lithuanian government and Lithuanian? Okay.
Just to show they have the upper hand, just to show that they can do it. It's their way.
So the support of Taiwan in Lithuania wouldn't be their main objective, yeah?
That will be only the precondition.
Precondition.
Yes, I think they will ask Lithuania to have the real concession.
On such policies as support
Anything
of Ukraine.
that's crucial for Lithuania, and that's something that they think is important for China to win. They will ask.
So, but there might be the real danger that the conditions would form. I do not want you to drag into Lithuanian, so to say, domestic policy, but the fact is that we are having the parliamentarian elections, and we are having this hot debate on such foreign policy issue as relations with China. So, what are your, I don't know, in most general sense, what are your expectations of the situation after the elections, Lithuanian elections?
After elections, I think my office is very ready to congratulate. It's another yet a demonstration of full-fledged democracy, that the election through democratic process, and we are ready to work with the new government, no matter how the composition will be. And the most important thing is that I want to emphasize that from both sides, we should have more confidence in what we have built in the past 3 years. We are in this together, and we are heading the right direction. And there are so many more success stories that we can share. And that's my office, myself, we endeavor to do that. But it takes two to tango. It's a two-way street. And we would need the support of the government, the people here in Lithuania.
And last but not least, the concrete ties between Taiwan and Lithuania. This is, first of all, maybe economical cooperation, because, as you might well know, is one of the main target points of all the critics who are saying that the only thing Lithuania gained from its bold stance supporting Taiwan and challenging Chinese dictatorship, Chinese regime, was the economical harm for Lithuanian economy, for Lithuanian business, and the economical cooperation with Taiwan is no way compensating that, and that Taiwanese business have no real interest here. There are no real perspectives of the economical cooperation, that Lithuania is not benefiting economically from that. What is your response to that?
I dare to say differently. I think if we only look at each other's market, the direct investment, the market is relatively small. Mm-hmm. But however, if you look at the lowest cooperation we have strategically in terms of the laser technology, mm-hmm. which we are the cutting edge, and the semiconductor, which Taiwan has the lion's share,
leading power in the world.
Exactly.
Yes.
Those are the win-win strategy that I think that we should look at beyond the dollar amount. However, by looking at the value added, that's. I think that should be the direction that we are heading. It's a very strategic way, and also the Bank of Taiwan is coming.
Yes, that was one of my answers.
Yes.
When, when, and what would it offer to Lithuanian people?
You know, this is probably part of the business procedure, so I cannot say too much. However, we can see the expectation from the Lithuanian side, because the news was picked up here when the Taiwan's Financial Supervision Committee approved the Bank of Taiwan's project, approved their plan to come over here to set up their operation. And so that was in the news already here. And it is my understanding that they are undergoing the process, including consultation with lawyers, and go through the process of how to submit the application, how to follow all the procedures, how to fit all the criteria. So it's they are coming.
They are coming. Okay. So you mentioned that the investments from direct investments market from both sides are not like, especially Lithuanian investments in Taiwan. It's like something more than only $500,000 US dollars in Taiwan. What is needed to expand Lithuanian understanding about the importance of Taiwan? Maybe more advertisement of Taiwan here, or I don't know. Maybe Lithuanian companies should encourage themselves and their partners to come to Taiwan. What is needed to boost this process?
You know, this is a free market. However, I think the more the merrier. The more advertisements, more marketing will be always welcome. And however, I would like to mention this, that, you know, until today, my friends in Taiwan keep sending me different pictures of all the beer they can find on the shelf, Lithuanian beer, the Luta chocolate, and even a bottled water called Vitotas. Yeah, it's very visible, and it's very welcome. The products are very welcome in Taiwan. And however, I think that because there might be some business consideration, what we can do is that we will try harder to match the right business for cooperation. I think eventually the market will pick up. And And also that's for the direct investment. And for those strategy investments, we've been investing the laser industry, the Oxypic is the optic lenses company. We've been also investing in a fintech company. So those are we see the strength and we see the opportunities. And those, as I mentioned, are the win-win strategy.
Minister of National Development, yes, of Taiwan, who was recently visiting Lithuania, he said that basically he set some such strategical goal that Taiwan might help Lithuania to become, to transform itself from the on the agricultural exports-based economy to smart high-tech economy based on high-tech. What way? Maybe one of the best ways here is to build new factories, some enterprises, Taiwanese here on Lithuanian soil.
The chairman, Minister Liu, he's from a business background, so he knows the business circle very well, and his expertise on software. So I think he specifically proposed that maybe Lithuania has the potential for us to help you build up a software industrial park. And why he mentioned this is because his ministry has been incorporating the strategy our president laid out during his inaugural speech, and also he's incorporating the action plan that my minister has laid out to identify those areas that we can have the convergence with our like-minded allies. And Minister Liu mentioned that Lithuania has the potential to becoming the hub for software design. And the President Lai mentioned there are 5 trusted technologies which should be communist-free. We should make sure those technologies only can be shared among like-minded trusted partners, and which including the AI, the surveillance, the next generation communication, drone, and also the defense industry. So those are the areas that we should identify that in which specific area Taiwan and Israel can work together, and that's the proposal that I raised to my counterpart here. We need to identify those areas. So in that, because our minister Lin Jialong, he also introduced his strategy that he would like to promote the integrated diplomacy, which means that it's not only Taiwan can be prosperous, our partners can be prosperous as well, and there's something we can work together and that can benefit each other.
So you are saying that basically the interest in Taiwanese business circle, in business elite, I don't know, in the enterprises, about coming more to Lithuania is growing?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And what are the dynamics on the other spheres, on the people-to-people contacts, I don't know, cultural cooperation in sports, maybe in I would like maybe using this moment to inform you that we are, for example, in the media sphere. Our news agency set a official partnership with CNA, main news agency of Taiwan. So things are moving. How do you see the dynamics, for example, in cultural and in other spheres of the cooperation of our countries?
Thank you so much for the cooperation with RTI and CNA. I think that boosts the awareness and that people get to know Lithuania better and vice versa. That we read more and more news in Taiwan about Lithuania, and also the Taiwanese can have a better understanding. And I'm so thankful that you asked this question, because I think one of the very important responsibility for me is to lay a very solid ground. on top of the financial, on top of the economic and investment cooperation, which we have been focused in the past 2 years. I think the only people-to-people cultural exchanges, the civil society exchanges can build a very solid foundation. And this year we have many musicians who come over here for exchange. We have a conductor who gets conduct 2 concerts, and I went to one of them. And also we have a tenor who came over to participate in the St. Christopher Festival, who gave a performance combined with the musician who play organ and the soprano, who the performance was done in a church, and that was so beautiful. And when they open their mouths, when they start singing, our hearts melt, and it was a full house. So that's the exchange that exactly we need, and that's exactly how we build up the deeper relations. And I was invited to the mushroom picking festival.
Are you doing mushroom picking in Taiwan?
No. Taiwan
so it was totally exotic for you, yes?
Brand new experience for us. We don't have any knowledge about how to pick the right mushrooms. However, we get to be part of the very important tradition, and it's very important heritage of Lithuania. And also we get to, on that day, we also celebrate a 94th birthday for a Lithuanian lady, and so that's really a deep appreciation and understanding for both sides.
Thank you so much, Ambassador, for the conversation and interview. Looking forward to further interviews about growing Taiwanese and Lithuanian partnership.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. And last but not least, I would like to mention that we see the need for Mandarin learning. So we are talking with the Vilnius University. Hopefully next year we will have a Mandarin teacher here to not only to teach the language but also to introduce the culture.
You mean and the language teaching, the main target audience? What would be the main target audience?
The university students. University students, and we offer Mandarin enrichment scholarship for students here to go to Taiwan to learn Mandarin, but we are working the extra mile. We are bringing over a Mandarin teacher to try to fulfill the need, the demand for the Mandarin learning.
Yes, we have here Chinese language in Lithuania, but it is used by Chinese immigration community, which are also not very friendly to some Lithuanian foreign policy things. And several years ago, they attacked Lithuanian demonstration for support of Tibet. Maybe they physically attacked. So yeah, Taiwan maybe should offer something different in that respect.
Yes, we are offering the alternative that learning Mandarin is a very enjoyable process, and all the lessons or the cultures that we are introducing, there's no hidden political agenda behind. Yeah, not like the Chinese.
Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Ačiū visiems mūsų žiūrėjusiems ir klausyusiems. Iki kitų susitikimų LT kampe.
Ačiū labai.